Hello there everyone, I'm jsusboy and today we've got a great show to talk about. Unironically, I really like this show. I'm not being sarcastic or anything like that. But this one character, man. Oh my gosh. Trevor? Oh my god. He is such a... Oh my god. They did him dirty. They screwed him over so much. And today we're going to talk about it. Because why not? Oh god. But before we get into that, let's run the intro. Alright. For anyone that doesn't know, let me explain Shameless to you, right? Very briefly though. So, basically, the narrator for Curious George, Season 1, specifically, plays a shitty father to the Gallagher household, right? The Gallagher household consists of Ian, Fiona, what are the names? Carl, Debbie, and Lip. I think that's all. But there will be more in the future. We watch the Gallagher household go through these quirky and wacky situations, right? Ranging from crazy relationships to throwing your father over a bridge. It truly is a good show, and I love the show a lot, but everything has its negatives, everything has its cons, and Trevor is one of those major cons in my opinion, because Trevor sucks. You read the title, he sucks so much, it's so terrible. Oh my fucking god. Like, I think Shameless does really well with characters, whether they're main characters, reoccurring characters, side characters, whatever. But Trevor, man. Trevor sucks so much. Oh my god. So, that's why I'm here to make a video essay about it. Let's go! And if you're not open to spoilers or anything like that, please do not watch this. I'm warning you now, there will be spoilers, whether they're big or small. They're here. So yeah, if you don't want that, don't watch this. I'm warning you now. Let's get into it. Okay, so Trevor is the main trans character in the entire show, right? And I love that. I love that there's a trans character in the mix with Ian and all that shit. But Trevor is so fucking insufferable. Oh my god. He's so annoying. He's so frustrating. His character just feels like a Twitter spaz and the most typical character conservatives see every time trans people speak. Bro is so insecure and angry about everything ever. It's hard to even believe he's in his early 20s. And it isn't just him, it's his fucking friends too. All these people right here genuinely piss me off and annoy me so much. And they're so stereotypical. Bro, I promise a trans guy can make friends that aren't queer, gay, and somehow confused in some fucking way in the real world. And my whole quote right there rhymed. So, it's fucking facts. But, of course, Trevor hates the heteros and the straights so fucking much. He legitimately has no friends that aren't queer in some way unless they're connected to Ian. Why? Why? But Trevor and his friends are a major stereotype for conservatives to just gobble up. And I'm just disappointed about that. I'm so disappointed about that. And don't get me wrong. Having queer friends that'll educate isn't bad. But these people are so annoying. Especially this one.
Assigned female at birth. When your parents decide your gender without considering how you may identify in the future.
You what?
And I don't even remember them coming up after this scene. Literally 2 entire seasons. Trevor is in the show, and they never come up again. Completely unneeded. They shouldn't have even been in the show. Why were they there? Okay. This might sound bad because I'm just recording audio, right? Anyway, but I don't know if this part, if I'm gonna repeat myself in the future for this part because of the fact that I'm gonna mention more than him being trans, and now there's people arguing outside. But anyway, basically, they go into a club, right? The club's closed. The club is closed. So they're gonna go to the cowboy bar, whatever the fuck it's called, right? And they ID because it's a fucking bar, right? And Trevor goes, I'm not going to a place that fucking IDs. He gets pissed off immediately, right? And like, I don't know why dude thought that Ian would be like, oh yeah, I definitely know all about the ID situation. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Bro is 22. He's had time to fucking get a new ID and shit. I would have assumed that he has the new ID, right? Because I'm already on the fucking track to getting a new ID. And I'm 18. Bro could have had an ID by now. But anyway, Trevor gets all flipped the fuck out about the fact that Ian gives him shit because he's asking if he's underage and shit like that, right? Because clearly Ian doesn't know that dead names are a thing and that fucking pre-transition shit is a thing. And I think he made it very fucking clear, indirectly. And as a trans guy, you should be able to tell when someone doesn't know that shit. Why would you just assume? Especially with the fact that Ian has literally made it so obvious. I hate my neighborhood. Ian has made it so obvious that he doesn't know this shit. Trevor is so fucking stupid in this situation. And then, this is where, like, it gets off of the trans topic, because they're with his mom. They're with Ian's mom. And if you watch Shameless, you know that Ian's mom is a shitty fucking person. Horrible person. Neglectful as fuck, right? So, Ian's mom starts defending Trevor, right? And she's like, oh my god, stop the name calling, blah, 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 blah. Oh my god, Ian just gets flipped out just like his mom. And and Ian starts going off at his mom, right? And personally, I would never, ever, ever defend the mother of the person I'm with because of the fact that I don't know the whole history, and I especially don't understand the fucking emotional damage that has happened here. Because personally, I have a shitty mom too. If my significant other fucking defended my mother on any occasion where I was getting pissed off about the past, specifically, I would be pissed. It would be one of the fucking strikes to breaking up, right? But Ian's going off at his mom, Monica, about the fact that she wasn't there his whole life. He goes, you could have been there when I broke my collarbone at 12. You could have been there when I had my first heartbreak, right? And Trevor butts in and goes, she said sorry. Trevor is a fucking idiot. Trevor literally pisses me off so much because he thinks he has such a fucking big hard cock that he can fucking butt into this shit out of nowhere. And it baffles me that he has that much of a confidence boost. And before this, when Monica runs up to them, he gave her a little hand kiss. That's fucking weird in my opinion. I don't give a fuck. And Ian was clearly uncomfortable by that too, because he didn't. Trevor did that shit. And Ian had his whole face said, what the hell was that? Oh my god. Bro, Trevor is so fucking stupid. Oh my god. I would have broken up with him here. Because first Trevor gets pissed off at I'll say that I'm Ian, right? I'm Ian, the one that doesn't know about dead names most likely. The one that barely knows anything about being trans, right? Obviously. Obviously. And you just got pissed off at me because I'm ignorant about something that is not a big normal thing. Like, I still have to talk to some people in detail about things that are trans. Even to my significant other, or like anyone that I'm interested in, I still have to talk to them about things that are regarding trans issues. Because of the fact that it's not a big thing, and especially wasn't a big thing back then. Like, I think this was almost like 5 years ago that this was fucking airing, right? And you just made me feel like shit for giving you shit about something that wasn't even transphobic. And you're over here shitting on me, being like, do you want prom pictures too? I was in the hospital. I don't care. I didn't ask. And then you want to side with my mom that I have all this trauma from? Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my life. Get the fuck out of here. Like, Trevor doesn't offer enough to be above this shit. And he low-key really does piss me off. Because if Trevor was a real fucking person in my life, I would cut him off so quickly. Whether he was a friend, whether I was married to him, he does not offer enough. Oh my god. But yeah. Yeah. Anyway, back to the script. Love y'all. Okay, I've been trashing on Trevor a lot. For good reason, of course. But Ian and the Gallaghers do have some fault here. Because honestly, it's amazing how oblivious and openly weird they are about Trevor being trans. And especially fucking Lip, actually. He had me thinking he was transphobic all the time. And I still don't know for sure, but I don't like the dude either way. So it doesn't really matter, who cares? Essentially, this is where I start playing devil's advocate to some degree. Yes, Ian is ignorant, obviously, but it's crazy how he literally knows nothing about the topic. Well, he doesn't know anything separate from insensitive trans jokes, at least. So like, I'm a trans man. So you don't have a dick? And I think it's just odd. It's just really odd to me. And it's not like Ian's truly dumb or anything like that. And that's what makes it even weirder to me. He can debate about the Bible and Jesus, but he doesn't know what pronouns are. I don't understand it. Personally, it's really strange. It just seems a little unrealistic in all honesty. But I guess I could be wrong. I don't know. I could be wrong about this whole thing. So, I don't know. I don't have much to say there. Who cares? As I said, these two lovely people were in a relationship. Such a lovely one at that. But of course, this didn't work out. And it was never going to. Granted, they split because Ian's an impulsive whore. Like, he's an impulsive whore. But, even without that fact, I don't think it would have worked in the first place. My first reason for this is literally the entire concept of these two being official. And before we get somewhat political, I will be somewhat mentioning that super straight and super gay bullshit from last year. So, if you're not ready for some nuance and casual opinion talk, skip this point. Here's a little timestamp. If you get pissy about it, that's entirely your problem, because I don't care. Alright, let's continue. In all honesty, the relationship seemed really forced on Ian, and I really didn't like that. It gave me that you don't want to be with me because I'm trans kind of shit, in the worst way possible. And I'm not saying trans people never get denied for being trans. I'm saying it's not always transphobic or a reason to be pissy. Trevor is taking Ian's confusion and basically making it transphobic, which is a major issue for both parties. It's kind of annoying in all honesty. Like, Trevor makes jokes along the "is it because I'm trans?" line, but they don't even hit like jokes. They don't hit like he's joking about it. It's like he's trying to make a JK and less joke, but he's completely serious and will get annoyed if you don't do what he expects to happen. Then, we've got the general standing of the relationship. It started off aggressive as fuck, for one. Literally, Trevor and Caleb were rebounds from Mickey. And I actually really liked Caleb. He was cool until he thought that having a girlfriend wasn't cheating because he's gay. Really fucking weird, but it's okay. But then, their dynamic is just weird to me. It's awkward even. Okay, so Ian's a bit of a sporadic character, right? He's literally bipolar, and they basically make that his whole character, right? But then, we've got Trevor here. The dude with no true personality, or even personality issues, right? Almost never gets aggressive unless it's about being trans. And he's mature. And sometimes, opposites are great, but these two really don't fit that. It's legitimately such an odd dynamic for Ian, and it just doesn't hit for me. Like, it's okay in some moments, and then it just feels off, especially for Ian. I don't know, man. Like, I think the main reason Ian and Mickey work so well is because their personalities align so well. Mickey's crazy as hell, petty as hell, and everything in between, right? Which is legitimately some of the main reasons they're so good. But Trevor could never even try to resemble anything like that. Even Caleb showed some of that during the season 6 specifically, where Fiona's wedding was happening and they did the moment. I don't know if I'm gonna spoil that. Actually, fuck it, I don't care. Where they literally threw Frank over the ledge. Caleb was involved in that. But I know Trevor would be like, "Oh, why would you do that? Frank had good intentions." What the fuck? Trevor is such a bitch. Fuck's sake, bro. So at this point, I think I've spent enough time shit-talking this kid. So, I'll wrap up the video in a cute little bow for everyone's great sake, right? But, before I say anything to close out the video, do not harass anyone mentioned in regards to this video or at all. I like all the actors in Shameless, and they're separate from their characters in the show, which is something that should be a complete given, but people are dumb as fuck, and things happen. And this also goes for the writers, obviously, because why would you shit on them? It's just a show. Chill out. It's okay. It's fine. This was years ago as well. It's all good. And, again, if you can't tell, I don't like Trevor, a character that couldn't even get a last name with his entire existence. A full season. No last name. Crazy shit, right? But he's overly angry in a bad way. He's a virtue signal. Him and Ian are trash, and a bit more. I just don't really feel like he was written well, and I'll be the first to say, I'm indeed being nitpicky, but I also don't really like him in general. And that's mainly because he's the trans character from the very beginning. I don't know, man. Calling the trans guy fucking Trevor is also a major fucking sign, in all honesty. If you fucking know, you know. But in all honesty, again, I don't care to talk about Trevor anymore. So...
Hey, Spot, you slid on this hoe.
New chop on the block, put your face back. Big bully mode, big bad, let me take that. Mini Drake spinning blocks, let him sing.